boy. Alright. Oh, here we go. Long day today. Busy day. Lots of family stuff going on. But got to get in here, got to get my practice in. So, like I said, getting this space ready for me to train was very, very important. And using the Sabre has been important as well. And it's just one of those things where you just got to do it, right? You just got to get out, get your practice in wherever you can, whenever you can, and make it happen. One of the really, really cool things about putting an idea into action is you're just motivated. You've just got something to do. You've got something to accomplish. And this goal has been motivating. It's been great for me to capture some of this information for you, get this information down. It's actually helping me when I review the videos before I post. It's helping me to understand a little bit more about what it is that I need to be doing in my swing. Being really intentional with my time and effort, resources, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, just being able to focus more is important. I've got some new irons. I typically play Ippon. Ippon is a Japanese brand. Ippon is the forging plant in Endo, Japan that makes a lot of clubs. They are the resource for really high-end quality forgings, and I've been extremely happy with that company. My irons, my recent irons that I've been using, somewhat worn out, and just figured I would do a little testing. I've got another iron here by a new company called New Level. I've basically got them identically matched. They look extremely similar to my Ippons. I'll grab an Ippon right here. You can see it and you can compare it. So this is the Ippon, extremely high quality forged iron from Japan, and this is the New Level. I don't have all the details on it, where it's from. I just have met the owner, Eric Birch, in Scottsdale, and when you actually look at them, they look pretty similar. And so I've been really pretty happy with both of them. I'm trying them out. So far in testing, what I've experienced is the New Levels actually go a little bit further. I'm not going to hit on the little launch monitor here with these because I actually want to hit some drivers for you, but I'll hit a few irons. Like I said in previous video, what I'm working on is kind of getting my left leg to really work correctly. And what's been helpful is I've been able to do it with a little bit wider stance. In 2012, when I was playing on the Web.com tour, I sustained an injury and fractured my hook of hamate bone. We didn't know it was a fracture. We thought it was, tendinitis, lots of muscles, strains, etc. But you can actually see right here now on my hand, right there, there's a scar now from the surgery. Inevitably, I ended up breaking it 3 times. The final time was actually playing basketball. I fell on it. The second time I did it in Calgary, Canada, playing a Canadian Tour event. Had a side hill lie and had to hit a sand wedge, hit it really hard, kind of smashed it into the side of the hill and fractured it. And the first time, the reason why we didn't really know is because there wasn't really an impact. It wasn't really impact related. The hook of hamate fracture has to do with the tendons that run down the ulna side from the pinky and ring finger. And I had spent a lot of time working on drivers, and we're not really sure, we think it was a stress-related fracture. Really just from working on the driver. So like everybody else, I was in the middle of my Web.com tour year and was trying to hit the ball further. was bringing it more from the inside. I was probably rotating and rolling that wrist down more. Anyway, caused problems, caused a fracture in the tiny little hook of hemate, and not good. So anyway, the reason where I got to all that was because when I'm working on my left side, my tendency over the years, which I think probably contributed to the fracturing of that bone, was I would get a little slidey. So I think growing up in Australia, playing a lot of windy conditions, really, really firm turf in Australia, so you're kind of trapping it, and you're always trying to hit ball first, because if you don't hit ball first, the soil kind of puffs and you don't get the compression. And one of the ways that I used to ensure to get my hands ahead was I would kind of move the legs through. Well, if I got a little steeper and slidey, I could take out a divot that was 12 inches long. So what I'm trying to do now with a little bit wider stance is get back in behind and then kind of turn more level without sliding and getting steep. Hitting off of mats has actually helped with that, because anytime I go to a driving range, historically it would take out a patch of turf this big. So that's because I would get steep and slide and trap. So trying to protect my body, trying to protect my wrist. And also I think it's just inefficient when you kind of put all your energy and slam it into the ground. Ball flight has gone higher. I feel like through the ball my swing is more consistent now, from a wedge to a driver. A lot of good ball strikers, Boo Weekly. I hit balls right next to him at the final stage of Q School, and yeah, he's got a great move. Kind of picks it up, sets it, and then wham. Very, very simple. Just kind of here, boom. And yeah, I think he hits down on it a little bit, he compresses it. But those type of ball strikers, typically, if they get just a little bit too much down, they don't optimize their launch conditions. It's not that they don't hit it far, because they hit it so solid and they've got a lot of good club head speed. But with technology now, we're able to learn how to optimize all those things to hit it further, reduce spin, and control the ball, especially with the driver. But it's really challenging if you slide and hit down on it your whole life, and then you take your driver and you slide and hit down on your driver. Well, that wasn't that bad when I was growing up. I had a Bellerive ball, a persimmon driver. I think I've probably still got it. I know I still use it in my trick shot show. And then, there it is back there. And then what happens is we graduated to this little thing, right? So here's the old school driver. This is a TaylorMade burner 10.5 degree. I'm sure folks watching this video remember that one. But look, check this out. Here's the TaylorMade burner, right? Look at this guy. This is an M4. It's not even, it's kind of silly how massive these club heads have gotten, right? So, I don't know. You hit down on this guy, you trap it. I was probably still using a Bellerive ball, or we were moving into the Titleist Professional. It was still a softer wound type ball. But now you get this guy, and the difference is, if I hold it in here, the difference is massive. And it's massive in distance. It's massive in just the ability to control the ball. So I'm going to hit one here, see if my launch monitor will pick it up. I've got the SkyTrack here at my house. But I use TrackMan, I use Foresight, I use Flight Scope, I use all of them. And we'll set this guy up, give it a rip, and see what we get. See if it captured. I think it did. Feel a little rushed today. It's just been such a hectic day, but like I said, I'm motivated to get in here and get my practice in. Regardless, it's later in the evening, family's inside, getting ready to go to bed, etc. I'm out here in my golf room just kind of working on stuff. So I got a 108 club head speed. Spin rate was 1900, 11 degrees of launch. I pulled it just a little bit. So again, that was probably me coming a little bit down and across. So I'm going to kind of stay in behind it, kind of post up out of that left leg just a little bit better. See if I can change that. Felt better. I don't know, we'll see. 107 club head speed, straighter ball flight, a little bit 2100 RPMs and 11 degrees of launch. Ball speed was 157, so not too shabby. Let's try another one and see. I'm going to tee it up a little bit higher because I'm really trying to work on getting here more and not sliding through it. It's a little wider stance. I definitely got the turn, but I hit it low on the face because of that. So, try another one. Pulled it left according to the launch monitor. 108 club head speed, 155 ball speed. So, let's try another one. Spin was 3300, so more spin probably because I hit it low on the face. But I'm going to square up my grip because this is another thing I'm working on. Historically, I would set up, and if you're looking at my club from here, it's going to look like that. Like, I really like to set the club open because I'm a big believer in just a full free release. I don't want to be guiding it or manipulating it. Well, that was one of the ways that I got the club face to square up and hit it really, really straight with all the power. Well, now with this new technology, everything goes straight anyway, so the curvature on the ball has pretty much gone out the window. So I can actually close up the face, hang back a little bit, go wider with the stance and just turn and hit up on it. And I don't know, you saw the club head I was using before. You actually had to hit the center of the club face with that one. With this, you can kind of swing as hard as you want. I mean, I completely missed that one. It says it still went 271 yards, right? So there's no way. I mean, I would have practically whiffed it or topped it with that other one. So let's try another one, see if I can get it more solid. That was more solid. So we'll see. Solidness a lot of times is going to come from not swinging as hard as you physically can. I hit that pretty straight. 2200 RPMs, yeah, and ball speed went up to 158, 108 mile an hour club head speed. Total distance 294, right? So this is, I'm going to work on just getting this another one really solid, and then I'll add some more speed. That was solid again. So let's see. It's saying I'm pulling it a little bit, but you gotta watch the launch monitor. Sometimes if you don't set them up straight, they're gonna give you readings like you did something wrong. When I know that wasn't pulled, that was really good. Good 2200 RPMs, 12 degrees of launch, 159 ball speed. All right. So now what I'm gonna do, as I'm working on kind of doing this, what I like to work on, especially with my saver, is what I call a hammer down. So what I like to do is take the light side, relax my arms, pull it up to the top of the backswing, and then just smash right here. Boom, right? So I'm actually accelerating the club head with my arms, bam, down like that. What's tricky is simultaneous to that movement, I've also got to do this movement with the legs, right? Well, I don't have to, but it helps to kind of give a little bit of pop and a little bit of clearance. So I haven't really done it much tonight. I'll give it a couple of swings for you on the video. I'm going to wrap up the video here real soon. So here's a couple of swings, a little bit more pop, a little bit more rotation on a proper plane. We'll see. Looks like 108 is my best so far. I know I can do 115, and I've done on this launch monitor 120. So let's just see if giving it that little extra pop and doing it correctly gives me any more speed at all. All right. I kind of got the move down, but again, hit it low on the face. So I feel like maybe it was faster, but I'm not going to get anything out of it. So I got it to 110, but again, mishit it. Spin rate went up to 4,000, so that's no good. So I'm going to tee it higher, because actually I think I slid a little on that. Because when you tee it low, especially when I tee it low and I give it the extra pop, optically it feels like I'm hammering down behind here. And in my golf room I use these elevated chunks of mat, and honestly sometimes I feel like if I really hammer down I might slam into the back of that. So I've got it teed up higher. I'm going to get back in here behind, hammer one down in behind there, and give it a little bit of a pop out of the way with the legs, and see what we get. So that was, I feel like I put more effort. Whether it's faster or not, we'll see. I feel like I actually did the move correctly. That one I definitely pulled a little bit. Again, club head speed 110. So I probably got a little bit of an early rotation with the hips. So whenever you get to the top of your backswing and you're working on leg action, you're going to rotate like this. And when you rotate like this, the club's going to come out over the top and go across. So you don't want that. So what you want to do when you wind up deep in behind, you want to get a lot of speed back in here as you're rotating, because then it all comes through together around the body. It doesn't come out and across. So, all right, tee it high. I'm going to go for broke on this one. Big wind up, hammer down, and snap the hips. Let's see. I think 115 is doable. It's not even that fast for me, so I'm not exactly sure. I don't quite have the pop tonight, but here we go. See if I can get one. Let's increase that speed a little bit. Now we'll see. If I didn't get it there, I'll try one more. Get this ball ready. Wasn't bad. Maybe the speed was up, but the contact wasn't. There you go, 109. So sometimes all the effort that you put into it doesn't necessarily come out of it. All right, one more. All right, let's see. So the reason why I'm in here hitting the ball hard like this, really kind of swinging out of my shoes just to kind of get that feeling. There you go, 111, a little bit better. The reason why I'm doing this is because I need to put myself under stress, right? So you can tell heart rate goes up. It's like a workout. So what I'm trying to do is practice in a manner that is more stressful, puts me under less stability, faster pace than I would on the golf course. And the reason is because I want the real play and tournament play to be easy. I want that to feel like a walk in the park. So what I do in my practice is I always stress myself more. I always challenge myself more. So as we go through this series, this is the kind of thing that I'm going to be doing. So I want my practice to be more difficult and more challenging than when I go play a tournament. I want that part to be easy. So one more for good luck, and then I'm actually going to turn the video off and continue my practice on my own. Let you guys go do your own practice after you see this video. Hopefully it will motivate you. Alright, one more. Let's see if I can get this good one here. Alright, let's see. I think that's pretty good. I typically like to hit like a hard fade. So that one started out just a little bit left of the line, which is good, and it's fading back. 111 club head speed, total distance 298. Launched it at 14, which is good. Ball speed was 161. Backspin 2700, and it started left and faded back. So that's pretty much all I can ask for. I'm going to continue to practice, continue to hit it hard. I'm going to actually go to my heavier saber, get a little bit more of a workout in. I want to hit probably my next 10 or 15 shots with my heart rate even higher, get myself out of breath. Because like I said, when I go to compete, I want the competition part of it to be a walk in the park. Quick story, Nick Faldo, when he was in his prime, they put him on, I don't remember what it was called, but the oxygen sensors, the max VO2 test, I think is what it was called. And so what they're doing is they rigged him up, put him on a treadmill, got his heart rate going, and essentially worked him back and forth from sprints on the treadmill back to hitting golf balls. And they determined that in his peak, he basically had like the resting heart rate and the ability to control his, or not, I guess it's not an ability, but he had gotten his level of fitness to the point that he had the oxygen intake and optimization of like a marathon runner. And so you can probably Google that and find some old stuff on him, but you wonder, why would a golfer need to be in shape? Why would a golfer need to have an exceptional like max VO2 test? Well, it's not because we're running. It's not because we have to go up and down hills. It's because the anxiety that we experience and the pressure of hitting that one shot, that perfect golf shot, where it means the difference of making the cut or missing the cut, or getting your tour card, or winning the tournament or not, that causes the blood pressure and the heart rate to increase like you are running. And so when you're standing over that ball and you have to do some diaphragmatic breathing, you've got to get yourself relaxed and execute that shot to a precision point, maybe hitting an approach shot where the green might be 30 yards deep and 25 yards wide, but your landing spot to that hole location to make the birdie to win is like literally you're going to have to hit it within a 5-foot square. And then you've got the anxiousness of the environment. So when you've got all that anxiety and your heart rate's going up and you have to execute with that level of precision, that's what we're talking about, right? So it's a whole nother level maybe of consciousness or lack of consciousness or whatever it is that people are coaching on. But what I can tell you is that when you test and you train at a higher level and then you go compete in an environment that feels easier, that's just an excellent way for you to make those improvements. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Go practice. Like I said, I'm turning this off and then I'm going to do some more practice. So we'll see you soon.